Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. I wanted to come on here and basically go back to the beginning of the year around March because this was my first year doing a pop-up shop, and I've learned quite a few things to kind of help me navigate these little art fairs to make sure that they're successful. I don't know everything, but I think I've done about maybe 5 of these this year, so hopefully in the coming months for like the fall and the end of the year, I can kind of set up a little better and learn how to make it so that my little area grabs the attention of people, I guess for potential customers. So first off, here with me setting up, I quickly learned that the I'll do it in the morning thing does not work for me, because I realized as I got ready to set up, my list had got longer and longer for things to do for the next day instead of me working on it that night. So I just feel like that's the very first thing for me. I feel like being prepared the night before, even with just small things. I had a picture frame so that I could put like something printed in there with my prices, and that didn't even go right. I bought what I thought was a cutter from Michael's, and I realized that it didn't have a blade in it or anything. It was just the ruler. So had I had done it that night, I wouldn't have run into this problem. But small things that I planned, that wouldn't take me a long time, actually took the longest. So that's like the very first thing that I realized. Second, so this was like a trial and error, I guess. Me and my cousin have 2 different shops, and we put it under the same booth. We just figured, since we had different branding and we kind of sat away from each other at the opposite ends of the tables, we thought that the customers would realize that we were 2 different small businesses. But I don't think that was very clear, because people thought we were the same business, and I don't think they really paid attention to my work being totally different from hers. They just saw us sitting at the same table, so they just automatically figured that we were together. So I think for the fairs coming up this fall, we'll probably go ahead and just take our own separate booths. We are family as well, so we were just trying to, I guess, be closer together, because sometimes when you sign up for these fairs, you can't get your booths in the same area. But I guess that's just something that we'll have to try to figure out, because we definitely don't want to take away from each other's exposure, and we're behind each other 100%. But I just feel like that was one thing that we have to work a little bit better on, is making sure that we stand out as 2 separate companies. Okay, so the next thing that I learned was that the crowds that come out in the beginning of the year and the crowds that come out at the end are 2 totally different people. As we know that the end of the year, where it's like fall and holiday vibes, like those are more of like the artsy crowds. And I do feel like at the beginning of the year, the people that came out, vendors and people that were there to buy, were more on like a trendy, craftier side, not necessarily art or I guess more of like making wreaths and more things towards like football and basketball, things that had your favorite teams on it or logos. So not really artsy type stuff that, people not wanting to buy stickers or prints. I guess anything like that, magnets, unless it had like a state on it or some type of theme that resonated with the hometown. And so I realized very quickly that maybe like a lot of my artwork didn't fit in with these fairs, but I feel like in September and October they'll do a little bit better, because I know that during those months more of like the art crowd will be out, more creative people, should I say. Next, I think one of the biggest things for me was how I had to carry most of my artwork in. I do not have an appropriate setup for the table or for bringing my stuff in. I thought that having like the big, the bags that you shop with around the store that you get like from Joann's or Michael's, so that you don't have to use plastic. Like they give you those big shopping bags. I was like, oh, these are huge. I'll maybe just take 4 or 5 of those. And it's still just not a very realistic form of bringing in prints and things, because I don't want any of my plastic bags to get bent or any of my prints to get torn or have marks in them. And I realized that I needed a better way to even bring in my artwork, because having 5 bags was not the best option. It worked for those fairs that I did, but for like the future, I definitely have to find a better solution, because that was not it. Also, I know that some people have like those big wagons that they can put things in. I think that would be very useful and very helpful for me. And so I do plan on purchasing one of those whenever my finances allow me, because I do like to buy things with the money that we get from the shop, and I like to put that money back into the shop. Not to sound too greedy, but food was another thing. I realized quickly that I needed to buy something to eat before these art fairs, and mostly I don't like to eat anything too heavy. Maybe grabbing like an iced coffee or like a acai bowl. That was pretty much my go-to, and I think that helped for like the first couple of hours of the show. But going on into like the afternoon, since these art shows are from like the morning to the evening, me and my cousin, I supplied like the breakfast, and then she bought something for lunch. But I realized that we probably needed a little bit more snacks, because when you're outside walking around, you are drained. And then just, I think, talking to people just drains you too, and you kind of overworking yourself, and just having something to munch on can be a real saver. So we had plenty of water, but I felt like we didn't realize how much we wanted to eat. So we wanted to make sure that for the future we bring some healthy snacks and maybe like a sandwich or something like that. We are downtown, so they did have places to eat, but it's so inconvenient trying to like walk down the street, get in your car, and leave to go find something to eat. And we didn't want to DoorDash or anything, so I was like, girl, we just gonna have to start bringing our own food unless the next event that we have is closer to something that we can walk to. But traffic is kind of bad downtown, so trying to get in and out just doesn't work every single time. So the weather for this art market was, I'm not even gonna say that it was cold, but it was like a slight breeze. And so for this art market, I wore like this oversized sweater, as you can see, because I felt like that's all I would need, because I'm naturally like a very hot person. And so I was like, but we will be outside and I don't want to have a jacket on, so I'll just take this oversized sweater. I got so hot, I was sweating, and I was like, I don't know why I feel like I had water dripping down my back. So thankfully I had already prepared for like a separate pair of clothing to drive home in, because I'm the type of person that doesn't like to be in just clothes all day long. I like to relax. So I did have some more clothes to put on, but I feel like making sure you know what the weather will be like the whole day can kind of help you. Even though the weather is kind of tricky, you never know what you're gonna get, but definitely me having a change of clothes helped. So we did make some sales this art fair, but I quickly realized that you don't have to take every single thing with you that you have. So fast forward until today. Our shop has been doing giveaways the whole month of August, and so that will end on the 1st of September. We wanted to do like a clean out, and like I said in like my last vlog, most people don't participate in things like this, which is kind of I guess saddening. I'm not gonna say it's upsetting, but it's kind of sad, and it doesn't really make you feel the best when you even have things that are for free and no one jumps on it. And like I said in like my last vlog, I don't know if people don't want to seem greedy, that they're asking for something that's free, but then they don't turn around and spend money with you, but we really wanted people to have some of our artwork, and we didn't want it just sitting around collecting dust. So we found some cute little shops that were interested in some of our artwork, and I sent some things out to some teachers. I think 3 teachers got some packages for their students, and some of my friends did enter into the giveaway. My friends have been great supporters of our shop, so some things went out to my friends as well. And we had some other people that we reached out to because we're trying to see about getting some of our greeting cards in some shops. So I did end up sending quite a few packages out this month. And so for September, we'll be posting new products on our page as well as our Etsy shop. So you can just support us on Etsy and on Instagram if you want to. But I guess that's it for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'll be back very soon to give you some more updates and just so you can see how our shop is growing. I'm ending this vlog off with an evening walk, and I hope you guys are staying active and just making sure you are getting plenty of rest and taking care of your bodies. I hope you guys join me in the next vlog. See you later.